welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. As you can see, we have a little special guest. This is Jolly. This is my trainer's horse. He is showing him Prix St. George at the moment, but is kindly letting me borrow him to do a little bit of practice test riding, which is exciting. So I have ridden him quite a bit over the years. When I was a working student here, he first came over from Europe. I rode him quite a bit, and now my trainer's just nice enough to share him with me every so often. So for events like test riding and if he's out of town, I get to ride him. So today we're doing test riding, like I said. One of my trainers is an S judge, a USDF S judge. He is usually gone for the weekends because he's out judging and doing clinics everywhere, but this weekend he's actually in town. So we are doing test riding at home, which means we each get to choose a test, ride through it, and then he's going to judge us. So my trainer has very kindly has very kindly offered to let me borrow his horse. This is Jolly, like I said, and he actually shares a sire, with Glamourdale, who was just in the Olympics ridden by Charlotte Fry. They took home a bronze medal from the Olympics, which is pretty cool. So who knows, Jolly, maybe we're gonna end up at the Olympics. What do you think? He says, I don't think so. But we're just gonna do a little second level test 3 run through and see what my trainer has to say about it. So without further ado, I will cut to our riding video.
Alrighty, and just like that, we're going to dive right into the test. So coming down center line here. Overall, the biggest things I have to worry about with him are making sure his neck doesn't get too short, making sure his nose kind of stays up and out in front of me. But for the most part, he's a very good boy. You can see he just gets a little bit fussy in the contact there. But then this the first medium is pretty nice. Good amount of expression for second level medium. And then I think I could have shown a little bit more of a difference in the collected trot here, but it was pretty decent. I was happy with where his frame was at. Shoulder in, I drift off the rail ever so slightly there at the beginning, but he comes back from it. I feel like I had a good bend, good angle, and goes nicely into that circle, little 10-meter circle. Here's where I didn't have enough inside leg on when I asked for the travers, so we just kind of drift off the rail thinking a bit half-ass, and I just had to kind of yield him back, but then after that he was good. Also could have gone into that corner a little bit more. Alright, and then another medium. This one I felt he was getting a little bit low in the frame, but luckily it was away from the judge, so you couldn't see that. Yeah, this collected trot I felt was definitely a little bit more solidified, a little bit more of a proper difference. So this shoulder in, I just had way too much bend. I have an issue in my riding that I like to use a little bit too much left rein. So in the lateral movements to the left, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult just because I want to bend too much. But here in the travers, that actually kind of works to my advantage. So the travers was great. The shoulder in was less than desirable. But here you just kind of see how he just dips behind the vertical a little bit and then just kind of try to correct it. That definitely affected the score, but it was a polite halt and rein back nonetheless. And just like that, we're into our walk pirouettes. So this one, I just needed to put a little bit more leg on. As you can see, he gets stuck there and just pivots rather than keeping the proper 4-beat of the walk. The second one's a little bit better, but he still gets a bit stuck. but those are a massive improvement from the last time I did test riding on him. So I was pretty happy with those. And for the free walk, he naturally has a pretty good walk, so I just had to kind of let him go, make sure he was nice and relaxed, and he was going to do the rest for me, basically. I did let his haunches come in a little bit there right before that transition, but the transition was nice and crisp. Of our first medium, I think I could have gone for it a little bit more, but just wanted to be able to make sure I could get him back before the end of the long side. Sorry. All right, and then we have our counter canter serpentine. It's a little bit hard to see here, but he does get rather excited in the counter canter because he does know his changes and he thinks that would be so much easier. But the difficulty here is then it's hard to not want to hold him. So if I hold him, he's going to come and get a bit short in the neck, which is obviously not what we want. I was pretty happy with that transition. I felt like his frame stayed nice. I just walked a few too many strides, but that's all right. As you can see, his neck just gets a little bit short in the canter work. So here we have our second medium, and this one I went a little bit more conservative, just because we had done the counter canter. He was already a bit more electric, I suppose. And when I had ran through this before and did a big old medium after the counter canter, it was rather interesting. It was kind of a bolt and a buck and a little bit of spice down the long side, so I definitely didn't want that. And here, coming out the counter canter again, I think I just got a little bit relaxed that the counter canter was done and forgot about really setting him up for this simple change, and so he had a bit of a yahoo. And but I did manage to get it back into the walk and pick up a nice canter. So luckily that kind of just only affected that movement, which is a coefficient, which is unfortunate. And then I just didn't quite get this transition. It was a little bit late. So overall, pretty happy. Like I said, I don't ride him on a regular basis, so it's just a bit of a catch ride for me. So without further ado, let's hear the comments from the judge himself.
Yeah, so I mean, the only kind of boo-boo you had was the last simple change when he got a little happy, but so that was fine. I mean, you have a lot of sevens, and that could be higher if you just could get the nose out a little bit more. Yeah. So, but then everything else, you know, it's really solid second level. So you know, that's pretty good. So you should be happy.
All right, Jelly. Do you want to tell them how you think you did? He says I was perfect. He was, to be honest. I had a really good time, and I was really pleased with the test, actually. All the things that I wanted to work on and really wanted to improve, like making sure he kept his neck out and in front of him, we accomplished, which I was really, really pleased about. So, and I was happy with my riding, pretty happy with my position. Obviously, we had some little boo-boos here and there, and it's not perfect because I don't ride him all that often. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I used to ride him quite a bit, and now I just kind of ride him every now and again when my trainer lets me borrow him for a little fun. Are you showing them your nose? He is literally the cuddliest horse I've ever met, though, so you like being on camera. He's so cute. So yeah, very, very pleased with our test. I think I'm going to leave our video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know down in the comments, and if you want to see more Jolly, also let me know. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.